have not seen the whole race. I only watched the first bit of it, so I'll be going with most of this race blind. Hopefully the League 5 drivers don't mind me commentating on a race that they're in. I know a few of the boys in this league. Some of them are very quick, even though they're still in League 5. So let's go on this trip with them. Just waiting for it to load up, and then we shall kick things off. I've got my coffee, my water. I should be set for the whole race. Just put the fan on, it's getting a bit warm in here. So here we go, we've loaded now. So let's kick off. Autopolis International Racing Course, lobby for League 5 Race 1 of the MRC GTTC series. When we kick off, I'll run you through the drivers and their qualifying positions. Even though it said it's loaded, it's still now loading. Come on, game. In your own time, game. Here we go. Alright then. So kicking off the season for League 5. Two beamers up front there, the M4s, with PTRT and Rep Paul in 1 and 2. But I'll pause it so we just quickly go through who's there. So let's go to the front. Here we are with PTRT. Very quick driver he is. He was in League 5 last year. I don't think he raced all of the races, otherwise he probably would have been promoted. Wrecked Paul in another BMW here is qualified second. Dragon Eagle, another quick driver in a Honda NSX. Nice Skittles livery there. The sweet themes continuing on here with, I've forgotten the name of this driver now. Blackie in an Alfa Romeo. The 558 in a Corvette. Nice camo livery there, so we won't be able to spot him on the track. The favourite, I have to say, the livery of the day for this League 5 is going to go to James Harben. We'll just call you James, because look at this Ginster's livery he's got on that car. It is awesome. In the Jaguar, he's in the Jaguar there, I believe. In a Renault, what was that? Fat Pickles. Fat Pickles in a pink Megane. Quite a statement there, I must say. Hunty the Punty in a Peugeot. Yeah, Peugeot, yes. Sorry, I think I went too quick then. Azarath 2000. Azarath. These names are new to me. I've not some of these names are new to me. I don't know who this is. In a Lexus. Bit of a psychedelic kind of livery going on there. Racing Hammer. He is a West Ham's fan. Hopefully he's maybe it's Trevor Brooking behind the wheel or something in a Ferrari. Crazy Admiral in another sweet themed M&M's fry. Is that two M&M's in the same league? It looks like there is, with Blackie up there in the 4C, just a bit further up. So we shall start off from sort of middle of the field here, and just so we can see what's going on, and we'll take it from here. No, let's go a bit further up, so I can just see a bit further. There we go. Let's just put the details on. So drivers, full start there. That was a full start there by Fat Pickles. And side by side, here we come down to the first corner with James. Let's go up to the 558 here. Everyone seems to have got through the first corner nice and cleanly. Nice driving by League 5 boys there for all getting through the first corner of the first race of the season with no incidents. So we go a bit further up here to the 558 all over the back of Dragon Eagle. Bit of contact there coming into the slow hairpin corner. Concertina effect behind the cars behind. Let's just go behind for the Blackie. Is that the Hammer there? Giving Blackie a couple of little nudges. Also we've got James. Oh, might be another bit of content there, but there's not. It's just a little bit of rubbing going on. So up front though, looks like, yeah, PTRT's looking up the inside here. Wreck Paul, can he get onto the inside of him? Yes, he can. Outbrakes himself. Sorry. So coming down. Oh, carnage going on behind. Well, not carnage, but there's incidents coming on behind. So at the moment, PTRT, Wreck Paul, Dragon Eagle, 558, Blackie, we're at the Hammer, Azazarath, Hunty the Punty, and James in the Jag, followed by Crazy Admiral and Fat Pickles. Not quite sure how Fat Pickles have gone. Oh, and the Zarf spun. This is quickly. Just go back to how he did that by himself, or was he helped off in the Lexus? Just outbrakes himself too much, overcooks it, spins it round. Oh dear, so let's go back up to the leaders. Who's in the leader in the black one? It's PTRT, the Dutchman, coming around the last bend, the last corner here. To the start-finish straight in a BMW. Closely followed here by Wrecked Paul. Is he Wrecked Paul on board now? Wrecked Paul, is he going to look up the inside of PTRT turn 1? No, he's not. Doesn't dive down there. It's good driving there by these two boys. Let's go back to 558. Quite a way off the pace now already. Dragon Eagle, yeah. So let's go. This is the closest at the moment for the battle for the lead up here. The two. I was about to say the two BMW. Yes, two BMWs, but the first one's a BMW. Is that? Sorry, the second. Oh, Paul loses it all by himself. Yes, it is two Beamers. Yes, so two. Concern himself with Beamers there, but Paul spun it round there, so he's lost ground now on PTRT. He's regained it though. Obviously, probably his wheel just touched the white line on the grass. So here we are with Blackie on the 558, the small, nimble little Alpha, closing in on the powerful but surprisingly accurate Corvette. You wouldn't think it, but that Corvette is actually pretty. As I'm driving it myself in one of the leagues. It's a very accurate car. It doesn't understeer. Its front end grip is superb, but surely the little Alpha should be catching the Corvette. Here we go. As you can see, he's right up the Corvette's exhaust pipes here, coming into the last corner of lap 2. So let's see if this Corvette, how this Corvette goes against Alfa Romeo power. I have to say, Black is quite a little bit off. The Corvette got a lot of power in that car, but it's also pretty good round the corners, believe it or not, for an American car. But look at the Blackie coming deep into the braking zone there. Looking at the 558 on the inside. Is he going to make a move here at turn 2? No, he backs out of it. Possibly could have squeaked it through there. Decided to ease off. Going in for the long haul, obviously. Oh, gets it sideways, coming into the slow hairpin. Oh, and the 558 spins it up, coming out the hairpin. Maybe a bit of traction control needed for 558, or a little bit better throttle control. But all this is doing with these two fighting is letting Dragon Eagle in the Honda ease up behind these two drivers. Coming into slow hairpin, and again, see the 558 gets sideways. He's drifting that car around some of these turns. It's not a good thing not a great way to drive. I have to say, here they come down the back straight. Line astern. Dragon goes wide though. Let's go back on board the Dragon so we can watch these two. Meanwhile, I can see PTRT and Rep Paul are still doing the thing up front. See that? I'm pretty sure that Alfa Romeo of Blackie is being held up here by the Corvette through the slow sections of the track. But surely the Corvette power is going to ease him away from the Alpha down this long straight here on this. And the Alpha skids out of the last turn, which is just going to make it easier for the Corvette to pull away. So even with the draft, this Alpha is slightly catching up to the Vet, but no. And Dragon, the Constantino effect has just pulled them all right together again. So 3-4-5, less than a second between the three of them. Drivers keeping it clean. I have to say, it's been superb driving by everyone at the moment. Oh, and the 558. Oh dear. Let's just go back to what happened there. Let's just quickly pause this. So, and let's go on board with Blackie. What happened here? Did he just lose this all by himself coming into turn? This is turn 2. Brakes a bit late there. Gets sideways onto the grass, spins it round and spins himself off. So unfortunately for Blackie, and Arab, he's got himself back together again, but he's now dropped down past James. So unfortunate for Blackie there that he's spun himself off. All his boys all Constantino back up lower down the field as well. There's Crazy Admiral now caught right up with the Racing Hammer, West Ham fan. Here's Fat Pickles in a bright pink car. You're not going to miss him. Fat Pickles, or shall we call him Daddy Pig? No offence, mate. I hope you don't take it, but he's looking right up the chuff of Hunty the Punty. It's a great name, that is. Hunty the Punty. And Hunty goes wide. Hunty the Punty. And that's also let Hammer through, and Punt is dropping right off now. Crazy Hammer through. So one little, this track is brutal, I have to say, because you know, one little tiny mistake and you're off. What's going on with Hunt? What's going on with Hunty? It seems to be. Does he have some sort of mechanical problem here? So it's dropping right off the paces there, Hunty. So we just go back up to the field. See what's going on. Sorry for skipping through there. So PTRT, turn 1 now in the Beamer on lap 5. 7.5 minutes gone. Is it starting to ease away now from Rectpool? Can Rectpool gain up that advantage that he lost there from? He was close behind PTRT, but then binned it himself. So coming back down the field now. We've got the 558 still being hunted down by Dragon Eagle in the Honda. Closest battle at the moment. James is making his way through the field in the Pasty. There's Blackie in the M&Ms, and here comes Fat Pickles. Daddy Pig racing gets past Racing Hammer. Racing Hammer's looking sporty in that West Ham liveried Ferrari, I have to say. And also the Crazy Admiral nearly gets himself off the track. At the back there is Azarath 2000. So let's go back up to where this battle here, and got it just in time. 558 wipes the nose of Dragon Eagle. You're not coming through this bit section yet, he's saying to his friend. League 4 drivers from... Sorry, League 5 drivers from last year, these two. So they know each other very well. Let's ride on board with Dragon Eagle. We get into cockpit view. Yeah, there we can. Look at this. There's no one behind. So this is the closest battle at the moment for third place. 558 is held off Blackie. Can he hold off the Dutchman? Nice tight line there from Dion. Right, this is going to be interesting. Corvette power versus Ferrari power down the main straight. With the tow, you would think the Ferrari, which we know is a quick car, could catch the Corvette, but it's not done it. It's certainly not got in time for the turn of... Well, turn 1! Oh, and 558 again. It's the third time now I remember 558 getting sideways at the exit of a corner. Well, looks like the braking the brake points of 558's Corvette is longer than it is in the Ferrari, so hopefully the Ferrari driver can adjust to that. But it's quite obvious at the moment the Ferrari driver is just a tad quicker than 558 through the infield section rather than the long straight, and it's just bringing, you can see there James is catching. I'm sure Blackie is right behind him too. Ferrari sounds beautiful around these countryside hills. Again, 558 drifts wide, nearly hits the green, which that's where Fat Pickles went off. Again, Dragon gets that corner drastically wrong, which has just eased the gap up. Again, they're taking too much curb. So I said Ferrari, sorry, apologies, it's Honda power. My mistake there. So, but these two fighting is just letting the pasty of James catch in the Jag. Catch these two. Looks like that Honda doesn't look as great around the infield section as I thought it would be. I do apologise for saying it was Ferrari earlier. So Blackie against Jag power, against Honda, against the and there goes the hammer. So sorry, go back up to this section here. Here's the Alpha versus the Jag versus the Honda of Dragon and the Corvette in front. 1, 2, 3, 4. Takes a lot of curve there. Sideways by Blackie. Gets that wrong. James been quite consistent so far through this field. Whereabouts he qualified now. These four boys nicely bunching up. This is going to be set up for a nice battle royale. So we're only 12 minutes into the race. Still 18 minutes to go on lap 7. One should be driver's nerves should be gone by now. There's a little bit of a pause here because they're all quite a distance from each other. We'll run through the lap times and the order of the car. So at the moment, PTRT doing 47.4s. That's brilliant times, I have to say. I did say some of these League 5 drivers were quick. That is stunning lap times here by PTRT. Also stunning lap time here by Rec Paul, 47.4. So the two Beamers on identical times, but it looks like, as you can see there, 47.4, 47.5, 47.7, 47.4, 47.5, and another 47.8. How consistent is that? Superb driving there by the Dutchman. Whereas Rec Paul has also got the pace, but he's also slightly behind, doing 48 rather than 47. So it looks like PTRT is going to start pulling away. Whereas here in the 558, 49.6 is his quickest lap, with a 48.9 here from the Dragon, who's now caught right up again in the Honda. Can't affect the pass and goes wide of turn 1, and he's binned it himself. This course punishes the drivers, which just let James through. And also Blackie's got through now. One little mishap there, and the circuit punishes you. There's a lot of full lock left, full lock right. You can drift wide, and if you drift wide, you're into the sand and you're off. Dragon just needs to calm himself down now, get back into rhythm. The two places he's lost are right in front of him. He hasn't got to worry about it too much. But speaking of going off, there goes Blackie all over the track, misses Dragon Eagle somehow. Just as I'm saying, it's so easy to go off. Blackie shows us how easy it can happen, which is why I've said James so far looks like he's been pretty consistent here. The flying pasty coming up behind the 558. So again, another challenger now for third place to 558. Jaguar power. So 558 didn't do the lap times for 558. Yes, we did. So 49. So he's not really particularly doing superbly quick times. In fact, quite slow, to be honest. The 49.6 is his best, but the rest of them have all been 50s. Whereas James behind him, 49s across the board. 49.1 in on his last lap, so he's easing himself into this race. These boys now have certainly, I mean, the PTRT and Rec Paul have pulled miles away ahead of the field now. There's at least 10 seconds difference between, I'd say, between second to third. So we're just keep an eye on those two at the front to make sure that they stay that way for a while. And there's a gap between first and second, but this is where the main battles are happening. The flying pasty, James, catching the car you can't see because of the camo. 558. Remember this turn here, the 558. Got it wrong a couple of turns ago and lit up his rear wheels. We didn't this time. Smoothly onto the power. And so, because the Corvette seems to be struggling to pull away from anyone, again it's concertina effect here to Dragon Eagle. Here's looking way back there for a turn of 558 sideways for fourth or fifth time. Is now held up James, but has just let Dragon Eagle through on the inside. As Dragon Eagle got James, he has. What a clean move that was. He's now again sizing up the 558. It's a part. No, the Corvette. Oh, the Corvette was so wide there. He's managed to hold the Corvette somehow on the track, the 558. And now James is looking up the inside of the Honda of Dragon. 558 is struggling to keep these people behind. I'm sure once one of these two has got past, if they get past Corvette, the 558, then they're going to be off. But the squabbling between themselves is just again opening up the gap for the Corvette to just ease away. So here we are now, over halfway, 17 minutes or so into the race. This is where the main action is. So I'm looking at the map at the top. If you look at the map at the top right of the screen, we go to where I'll show you the leader is on the red here, coming up to the second hairpin, which is PTRT. He's got about a 4-5 second lead over a wrecked Paul, who's probably still cursing the fact that he's got it slightly wrong and gave ground to PTRT. But back here, I'd say about 10 seconds behind all of that, we have a 3-car train with Blackie catching them back up again. Oh, late braking there by James. He dives through. Dragon misses the carnage, and so that has left. Oh, I thought Blackie was going to get the place there, but he hasn't. So coming down the back straight and yet again all that's happened is that the 558 is still in third place. The boys literally are squabbling over who's going to have a go at the Corvette, and just when one of them lines him up, they get it wrong, come off, and then someone else has a go. Although looking at I thought Dragon was going to go up the inside there of the 558's inside. It looked like the Corvette wiped his nose. Right, this is the best position that Dragon has had to take position here. He's coming off to the right hand side. Go to the glamour shot down here, down the main straight. They are side by side, wheel to wheel, Mansell and Senna. But Senna, and no, he doesn't. I thought Senna, as in the 558, was going to hold it, but Mansell, in the shame of Dragon Eagle, finally gets past the Corvette. So will Dragon now start to ease away from the Corvette? 558, he's held on to, fair play to 558 for hanging on to third place for so long under so much pressure, but finally succumbed to Dragon Eagle. In the meantime, Blackie has caught right back up to the flying pasty. James, just check on the other drivers as well while we're here quickly. Here's Fat Pickles. Could have done better in your livery design, I have to say. That I think you win the most boring design of the race. Back here's Crazy Admiral in the Ferrari. Azaraf in ninth. So something's happened to the Hammer, because he wasn't last before. He's obviously had an off somewhere. So let's go back through the field. PTRT first, goes across the line, lap 12, 20 minutes of the race gone, 10 minutes to go. Wreckpool coming along now in second in another Beamer. Dragon Eagles now finally after 20 minutes got past the 558 who's been struggling in third but defiantly holding everyone off. So now currently the closest battle at the moment is this one here between James the Flying Pasty and Blackie in the Alpha. How far behind is Fat Pickles? Oh, Fat Pickles is off there in the distance, not too far. The Alpha's looking for a long way off there. Trying to see if he can find a way past the Jaguar. But hasn't quite done it, but now it looks like, I'm surprised, the Dragon has got past the Corvette but is not actually pulled away yet. I know it's been half a lap or so. He hasn't managed to get past him, but that little Alpha seems to be very quite sideways, I have to say. Going through some of the slower corners. So although it's a nimble car, it doesn't seem to handle the slow corners very well. So let's go back up board here with the Flying Pasty, James. Looking at the back of the Corvette. Line astern, it's been this way now with these boys, these four boys here have been line astern for about 10 minutes or so now. About 3-4 laps. They're all going to get a good look at each other, where they can pass. James, we know, has managed to catch up to the back of the 558 earlier in the race, but couldn't quite make the move past. It's just allowed Dragon to get past, and the Dragon, as you can see here, is starting. He got past, but he's not managed to pull away. So Honda power here versus Corvette power coming down the main straight. The 558's far too far off now to make and affect any sort of move. But speaking of moves, here is the Alpha going to look up the inside of James. No, he doesn't. He eases off. I thought the Alpha had a chance there, but he might have a better chance here in turn 2. He's definitely alongside here. Who's he going to outbrake the Jag? Yes, he is. Good move there by Blackie. James immediately is fighting back. We know that little Alpha goes sideways around this turn here. If James can make an effective apex, he does, and the Alpha's drifted very wide. Surely he lost a bit of drive out of that corner, but the Jag couldn't quite make it. Exciting stuff here by these four. I don't really want to stick with these four like I have done, but to be honest, everyone else is spread out a long way. This is the closest battle on the circuit, so we're just quickly to see what everyone else is doing. Go back up to the lead driver now. PTRT merrily down the start-finish straight, starting to ease away, definitely easing away now from Wreckpool up back there in the distance. Two Beamers are definitely the class of this league. Look at those superb lap times, 47s across the board. That is superb driving by the Dutchman. Here comes Wreckpool. He's managed to put some 47 times in, but he's not been as consistent. In second place, Dragon Eagle. Here he comes now, across the line. In third at the moment, is now starting to ease away. Nice livery there from in that Honda. Looks like the 558 is fighting to keep the Corvette on the road, and in front of that Blackie and Fifth in the Alpha, taking a lot of curve. He's going to unbalance the car. So here's the Alpha and the second. Oh, a lot of curve there. Surely a mistake there by the Alpha driver, Blackie. It's just making it easy for 558 to pull away and for James to catch back up. There's James, the Flying Pasty. You can see there in that glamour shot how The Jag was full lock left as it was coming around that corner, but there's so many. Full lock. Turns. Oh, I'm just going to quickly just go back to see what happened here. It looked like there was a tiny bit of contact which unsettled the 558. The Alpha's coming steaming in, and no, he doesn't. I take it back. Blackie did not touch the Corvette at all. But yet again, the 558. 55.8, however you want to say it. 55.8, I'll say. Gets it sideways on the exit of a corner, which has just allowed this nippy little Alpha is nibbling at the back end of that Corvette. Doesn't quite make it through there, but that is yes. And then you can see James is now catching back up, and again it is just letting the Eagle start to ease away in his own sort of merry way. It's time for a drinks break for me, so just bear with me a second. Go to the glamour shots. So here I'm back, and Blackie has got a good drive out of turn one and already past the Corvette. The Corvette's looking up the inside. I thought there'd be trouble there, but he manages to hang on to fourth place, does Blackie. Superb driving by both the drivers there. Let's quick, oh, no, wrong way, sorry. Let's go back to the Corvette driver. The 55.8 was not giving that place up, was he? Didn't make it easy, but they both held the nerve, held the line, no contact, brilliant driving. So finally Blackie has got past the Corvette. 55.8. Oh, and the 55.8 nearly went into, yeah, he was far too deep into that turn, trying to get back on the track. It kind of blocks James a little bit, I have to say. Let's just go back to that instant there. Let's look at it from James's point of view. 55.8 drifts wide, hits the barrier, comes back on the circuit. Wasn't necessarily going to know that James was right there, and unfortunately James couldn't make the pass. So while we don't know, I was going to go away for a minute, to be honest, but this is the flying past he has caught right back up to 55.8. He's all over the back. Oh, but he's all over the back of the Corvette. But the rear-wheel drive of that Jag is also quite difficult to handle under the power coming out the corners. I'm just pausing because look, I'm just going to check. Has PTRT been caught? No, PTRT's there. Rectpool is there, so it looks like there's a battle coming on lower down the field. So we'll run through the field and their lap times again. So PTRT are doing 1:47.4. Well, we know, we've already seen. Oh, shame on him, he's put in a couple of 48s. Terrible. No, he's been consistently brilliantly driving here, PTRT. 47s across the board. Rectpool still in second. He's doing 47s as well. Dragon Eagle finally got past the Corvette of 55.8. Is now eased away from him and having a lonely third position. Blackie's got past the Corvette in fourth. He's not too far behind now. He might be gaining on Dragon Eagle just a bit further up the road. But here's the 55.8 being harassed again by another car, James. James's fastest time is only a 49. That's surprising. I thought he'd be quicker than that. So, flying past, he's not flying as fast as I thought. Back here too, Fat Pickles in the boring Peppa Pig, Daddy Pig liveried car. More work needed to make that a bit more interesting next week, please, sir. Azarath having a very lonely race here. He's gone for, he was last at one point. He's got it back up to 8, and he's being closely followed. So there's action going on down right at the back of the field here with Azarov and the Crazy Admiral. The Racing Hammer's dropped right off, and as soon as I say he's dropped right off, he goes right off. Oh dear, poor Hammer. Best lap time there he's done is a 150.4. Admiral's done a 149, and Azarov has done a 50. Anyway, sorry, I didn't realise at the time. Let's go back up to the front of the field, because we are now coming up to 30 minutes gone. This will be the last lap. So your race leader here, PTRT, on his final lap. He's got the twisty sections of the back half of the circuit to go through, so a well-deserved, thoroughly well-deserved, I have to say, win. Azarov has just crossed the line, so he'll be finishing 8th, but let's go through the field as they come across the line. So, for the last corner, here comes the Flying Dutchman, PTRT. Eases around the last couple of turns, coming down the start-finish straight, flashes his lights, says hello to his pit crew, and spins it off in jubilation. Here comes Wrecked Paul. That's the way you win, I have to say. Here comes Wrecked Paul, coming across the last corner, dives in to say hello to the man with the checkered flag for 3rd. Dragon Eagle kept at it, had his moments, got past the Corvette. Well played, well driven by the Dutchman. He is going to come across for the last podium position here in the Skittles livery in his Honda. Blackie couldn't quite gain the position. 55.8 holds on to 5th, with James the Flying Pasty 6th. Here comes Fat Pickles, surprisingly close to those boys, and that's your top 7 there. I missed out the last couple. So there we go. Race 1 for League 5 in the bag. Thank you for watching, and I shall be doing for race 2 shortly. So hope to see you then. Leave any comments that you have for the commentary. If I've pronounced anyone's names wrong, please let me know. I'll try and get it right for next time. Thank you very much, and have a good day.